And moving miles away from New York over to Toronto and the Raptors up in Canada, the boys, another season, and probably just gonna be another good season. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, they've already lost Marc Gasol to Barcelona.
Which I think is a
Fred
good
VanVleet,
move.
yeah, he's washed up.
Gasol,
Yeah,
yeah, you could see from the Raptors playoff run, Gasol's time in the NBA is up. For how good he
yeah,
was
and
the
now
season before with Kawhi, for what he played like this season, there was a massive drop off.
yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, Van Vliet is a free agent. Um, it's a weird situation because he's a starter for them now, which I don't like. Back when he was a backup point guard, he was electric. He was one of the best six men in the league. I thought he thrived in that role. Um, if you could sign him back to put him back as the sixth man, perfect. But he's not going to accept that. He's going to go to a team who's going to overpay him like the Hornets did with Terry Rozier. Um, so if you can bring him back, do it, but like don't pay above your means to bring him back.
Yeah, so they're not a deep team anyway. Like we saw in the playoffs, a lot of those players were playing 45 minutes. Like Anunoby, Siakam, Lowry, Van Fleet were playing very heavy minutes. So losing him is going to be a blow, not just because he's a good player, but because they don't have the depth. And obviously, with the sus stuff that's going on with Terrence Davis right now, he might even make the season. His court case
Yeah,
is in December, probably no, obviously before the season will start. So whatever happens with that, he he might not be there for the season. That's another guard they possibly might lose. Um,
and Kyle Lowry being 35 now,
yeah,
aging, like at some point he's going to be due for a regression, and losing their best assistant coach as well. Like that, a lot of things have gone against them so far.
what are their options for guards in the off season?
So look, I I'm assuming they don't have much money.
Yeah.
They tied up in Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka. They haven't got much money at all. So I think they're going to have to look for bargains. Maybe someone like a DJ Augustine. That could be a decent option.
That could be very good for
Um,
them.
yeah, maybe a Rajon Rondo. Maybe
Also be
they,
very good.
yeah, but yeah, there's not many options at all.
No, it's not a great off season or free agency this year, and I'd say both of us. You did show a lot of hate to Pascal Siakam in the playoffs. Not a fan of him and how he works. Is that just a playoff issue, or do you think that's going to affect him in the regular season?
I'm sure Siakam will bounce back. You'll have a good regular season. As long as he's the best player on your team in the regular season, he's going to average 20 points, probably 23 points. He'll help them win 45, 50 games. So they're going to be a good regular season team again. But yeah, when it comes to the playoffs, especially if they haven't got Van Vliet, that's another shot making player that they've lost. All of a sudden, your best players are Kyle Lowry, who's very good, Anunoby, who hasn't really proved himself to be a shot creator. He can make shots, like we saw in the Boston series, the game winner. But he's not a creator. Siakam, he got exposed in the playoffs. And Ibaka, again, he's not someone who can create his own shots. So all of a sudden, they're quite an awkward team, quite a one-dimensional team, who would probably be too reliant on Kyle Lowry. And at this point in his career, you don't want him taking all the shots.
And we're forgetting about Norman Powell as well. Is it Norman Powell's time to step up as a bucket maker?
He had a good season, but he's very inconsistent. I think it was his best career of the season, of his best season of his career. But I saw Raptors fans were fed up with him. Apparently he loves taking shots. Even if he's shooting like 0 for 15, he will always shoot instead of passing to the open man, which sometimes can be a good trait, sometimes can be a detrimental trait. So, you know, he's a weird player.
Yeah. Thinking about their team now, it could be a bad season for them.
They'll make the playoffs for sure.
Well, yeah, because the
I
East isn't overly competitive. Like,
Yeah, but I think their window of winning the championship is gone.
yeah,
I think they'll go back down to finishing between maybe third seed and sixth seed. But then again, Nick Nurse is a very good coach, and he probably adds multiple wins just because of visibility alone.
Yeah, they definitely. It'd be interesting to see who they do bring in for agency, or if they try and is Van Fleet sign and trade an option?
That could be a very good option for them. I'm not sure. Like if you went to the Knicks, I mean, the best way they could get is Randall. When they have Siakam, they have no use for him.
Did they sign Randall? Knicks are ruining everything by signing Randall on a massive contract.
I know. Yeah, I don't really know Van Vliet's options. To be fair, I haven't really looked much into cap space. Maybe the Cavaliers could be an option for him, or the Pistons. I saw Christian Wood wants to leave the Pistons. Maybe it can be some sort of deal involved there with Van Vliet is sent to the Pistons, and Christian Wood and Derrick Rose is sent to the Raptors. Something like that could be a very good move.
That would push Raptors from the sixth, fifth seed up to the third seed again.
Oh yeah, back to second or third seed. I'm not sure if that's entirely realistic, but then again, the Pistons are back to rebuilding. Christian Wood doesn't want to stay, and Derrick Rose doesn't fit in a rebuilding team. So it could be fairly plausible, I guess.
Looking at their picks again. What do you know? What pick the Raptors have this season?
They got pick 29 and pick 59.
Huh.
So only 2 picks. But then again, in this class, if they get rid of Van Vliet, they can definitely get a good point guard at 29. So, instant replacement.
Yeah. So yeah, that could be an option for them. Or
I think that should be the option for them. Replace Fred if he does go.
I think if I was in charge, I would definitely go for a sign and trade.
Yeah, sign and trades are weird because it's so many moving parts that have to be agreed to. But you look at when we let Jimmy Butler go, we didn't just let him go for nothing. We did get a player back, not a very good player, Josh Richardson, but better than nothing, I suppose.
I mean, the one you look at is the KD, the Nets, and sending D'Lo to that's brilliant.
Yeah, and they end up getting a Minnesota pick for next season, which incredible move.
Yeah, so Toronto just they're not a team that you would worry about. They're losing. There's possibility of losing some key players or a key player, but you have faith in Nick Nurse and the whole team to bring somebody and make it work.
They got a top 5 coach and they got a top 5 president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri. If you've got to have complete trust and faith in those two, because they've already proven to be unbelievably good at their job. So they're gonna find a way to make this a good team.
Yeah. And I think again their ceiling probably from the 3rd seed to the 6th seed, depending on how the off season goes.
Yeah, second on exit.
Good luck to them. Did you see that they could be possibly they might have to play their home games in the US?
I saw Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was there. How much of an effect would that have on the team? Do you think that would matter at all? Not playing at the Scotiabank?
They'd get used to it. If there's no fans allowed in the arenas, it probably won't have much of an effect. But if there is fans allowed and they go into all these arenas with fans and then they have to play back in Kansas with no fans, I think that would be quite unfair, and it probably would affect them negatively.
Yeah, because obviously if they played in Kansas, the Canadian fans won't be able to travel into the US to go to the games. But I think they're trying to get a small number of fans in the arenas. It's becoming more and more in the football in Europe. There's small crowds in a lot of countries.
Yeah, well, in the NFL, they got fans at the arenas.
Yeah,
at the stadiums.
With how big these arenas and stadiums are, it's quite easy just to socially distance families. Just put them 4 seats apart. So yeah, they'll definitely be pushing for it, all the owners and that, because that's what brings the money in.
Yeah, but then I wonder if one player gets corona. I wonder if the league would. I don't want to say overreact, but would they overreact and just completely cancel everything? In the NFL, literally from one team, I think there's about 20 players got it, and
I
they
saw
just
that.
got rid of the players, and that was it. They carried on playing.
Yeah, well, let's hope coronavirus kind of calms down everywhere. It makes sport a lot more easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up Toronto. Good luck to them. Good luck.